Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Nigh Midnight, everybody. My name's Elgin. This is my buddy, Jason.
Right here. Theme song forthcoming or soon. It's on its way.
We're streaming live as usual every Tuesday night, coming out, reaching out to our friends. We're on all the social platforms. At Nigh Midnight. That's NIGHMIDNITE. Look us up, hit us up, shoot us a DM, questions, concerns, talks, any kind of things you want to talk about, anything you want to hear about. We're looking for scary stories, exciting stories, relevant stories. Shoot us a DM. Like I said, let us know when you're available to talk. We'll meet up with you and do a record or get you on our platform and get you recorded.
We're hoping to find more experiencers of any sort of supernatural event. If you saw Bigfoot or an ET, we're interested in that, or anything, something even I can't imagine yet. Why not?
Super excited if you found the ET.
I'm especially an ET.
I'm biased.
Specifically, a Steven Spielberg ET.
Exactly that kind. Not just any extraterrestrial. That one.
That one there. And live on Facebook. There we went. Had to click another button, but I did it. So now that that's happening, today we're talking about the James Webb Telescope. So trying to be current. Oh, boring you already? Man.
No. You know how that is. You get comfortable.
And did you get a look at any of these pics yet?
I did, man. I was looking at the ones where they were showing the galaxies and how much more details, and they're saying it's 100 times more detail. I was shocked by that.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Some of the same, like those pictures that they were showing when Hubble first came out, and now they're showing them in greater depth and that they're. I was watching some of the video with he's not a far infrared specialist. He's a mid infrared specialist. So he's about mirror, and like it's very different. And the difference between far infrared pictures and these mid infrared pictures was insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like even like the foggy ones are the ones that are like clouded like that.
The nebula,
they're showing like that's not how it really looks. And I was like, oh man, that's funny that, I mean, obviously camera systems have changed in the past, 15, 20 years or something it's been since the Hubble was up, but it's just a night and day difference.
And they just launched this at the end of 2021 as well. So it's about as new of technology to send into space. It's not like they sent it and, we're waiting 10 years for it to get to the spot where it can see what we want. And by the time 10 years goes by, it can take pictures. And we're like, shit, I've got a better camera in my iPhone.
Exactly, right? That's the craziest part. Like, man, it's jumped past technology so fast that you're like, I wonder if I could do that with my phone.
Yeah. And if you've played with that one app, Star Map, I think you can. It's like AR. You look into the sky and it shows you relative to your position, looking at it, where these stars are. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty cool.
Stargazer.
Yeah, I have it. I don't remember what it's called. It's on my iPad.
There's one.
You can literally just hold it up and it'll like show you all of the constellations and stuff like that too, depending upon where you are. Yeah, it maps it out.
Once you get like a reading on the sky, you can just look down and see the stars on the other side of the planet too.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice that feature. That's pretty neat.
I thought about that one. I was like, what if I look down?
You look into the center of the earth.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, Morlocks. H.G. Wells was right.
Morlocks.
Damn it.
It's a glitch in the system. Apple allows you to see inside.
Apple allowed it. That's hilarious. So,
like with the new update.
They're looking for things. They're looking for remnants of, I guess, echoes of, Big Bang, or which direction things are moving from. You know, if it's ever expanding, is, you know, where's that center point kind of thing. And then there's some really interesting stuff in here. And
Yeah,
hopefully,
one of the.
oh, what were you saying?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was saying, obviously, you know, it's also going to help them, you know, check gases. There was also seeing them say like, oh yeah, we see this planet has this kind of, you know, light frequency, so we know it's got this and this and this, and we need that. So it's helping us find planets like faster, I guess, that could possibly be habitable by us. So maybe even if we are able to look to a place and see, maybe we could see a city somewhere. You never know. Like, it could theoretically help with discovery of something, you know? I mean, I like the theory that, you know, oh, hey, well, if you want to imagine that, you know, all of life on all the other universes or whatever all start at about the same time, sure, whatever some people want to, you know, oh, it's just as hard to get here. It's like, well, let's all start working on ways of like finding a good direction to go.
Let's find a midpoint, everybody.
Yeah.
A meetup spot.
Yeah.
The Starbucks of the universe.
Where's like a good place to put a fucking sign? This way to Earth. Or, you know, what if we see, you know, the Klingons, we have to say that way to Earth, you know, duck season, rabbit season, that way to Earth.
That's racism. I won't allow that.
What?
The Klingons are only known for a violent race through Star Trek. We don't have any other information about that.
It's true. It's completely biased.
It's just a hope and dream. Yeah, I am biased. I am a Klingon. So, like, of all people, you could have said the Ferengis, and I would have been on board with you. What? But the Klingons, it
just war profiteers. We already got those on this planet.
Right. Same dumb ears and everything.
Man, right? What is it about getting old and being white Protestant? I'm joking. And me too. There's something about being white. I'm gonna have gigantic ears.
They say your ears never grow or never stop growing, right?
I have to fold them up to shove them into these headphones.
Right. It's not so much for listening. It's just to cover your giant ears.
My nose gets smaller though. That's the one thing I wish would get larger. I'd like to have like a schnoz. You know what I mean?
Sure, it's not
like
just perspective. I don't know, man. People stink. I don't know if I want that.
You know, you got that right. I do have a pretty keen sense of smell. My olfactory response is on point. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It could ruin your earthly experience, we'll call it.
Yeah. What if I could like smell my neighbors all of a sudden? That wouldn't be all that fun. It brings me back to deep space. What's it smell like? Now that I know what it looks like, you know, that's
something interesting too that I was watching one of those videos that he was saying that like they're measuring, like you were saying, they're measuring how far the galaxy expands.
Yeah.
And they were saying if they can figure that out, they're going to be able to figure out how in actuality close we are to maneuvering through the galaxies.
Yeah.
Because right now it just seems like such an astronomical number that everyone kind of just gives up and is like, it's too far, insurmountable. We won't have enough fuel. Forget it.
I mean, even in that, there was one picture I was seeing that they were getting a good picture of a star system that they had hoped, they were pretty sure was a binary star system, but now that they have the mid-infrared, they could finally see the second star, which is the one that is going supernova and emitting all these gases and everything. So now that they can see that one, they also saw, you know, I guess the guy who was explaining it said that he bet against it at first, but it came out that he was wrong and he lost the bet, that off to the side, because of the way like the nova is, it's actually, I don't know if I heard that correctly, but I think it's refracting space so that they can actually see a galaxy really, really far away. Like it's creating another lens in space.
Oh, crazy. Okay.
That the camera sees through and goes, oh look, there's a galaxy all the way that way. That you can see crazy. Only because there's like a lens being created by this. If I misunderstood that, and I most certainly did, I just think it's a pretty picture. You know what I mean? And,
right, either way around, it's cool.
and I know the guy lost a bet. I was listening. I hope I would get at least a C if I had to write a report on it. I am not the most of the greatest, but I tries. And I mean, this is just insane. These pictures we're getting, What are we gonna have? You know, in 10 more years, what are we gonna be launching? You
Right,
know,
exactly. I was looking that up actually. It's only been like 10 years. 19
I
It
think
was
I think you.
1990.
Oh, I think yeah. I think you pushed talk one off for a second. 1990 is when we launched Hubble,
1990 is
right?
when, yeah, when Hubble went up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
like, man, if it was only then, how April 24th. Yeah. So if it was that long ago, how much more advanced are we going to be in the next 10, 15 years, where eventually it's just like, oh, we have video of it and you can go watch it on Google, because it's not only Google Maps now, it's Google Galaxies.
Am am I allowed to mention the Hubert Farnsworth smelloscope? You know, I
Yeah,
just can't show it.
exactly.
You
Right.
know,
Don't show it. We'll get
just
sued.
can't show it. But that right there, that's the other thing. One day we're gonna be able to know all of that. You know, just plug in that frequency. You know, plug in and just know like a basic smell of what's going on there. You know, or even just basically is it breathable? You know, looking at it, we'd be able to recreate the gases and all of that. You know, like knowing what mixes out there, we know if it's breathable. You know.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, I mean, by color and all that sort of stuff, you can kind of tell what atmospheres and stuff are made out of. They're saying now, so
Mm-hmm.
it should be able to be done. You know,
So who knows? No end in sight, really.
I'm kind
Um,
of excited by that too, just because the whole like deep space exploration, like you were saying, you're going to be able to have planets or maybe find other cities or find other civilizations or whatever you might have.
and
But the
even if
idea of
not,
just yeah, I was going to say the idea of just being able to explore
yes.
off of the planet is cool to me.
I mean, it's dangerous. It feels dangerous for all of us humans to be living on one planet, right?
Well, it feels silly. It feels like, okay, well, eventually we're gonna either overpopulate or destroy this place, like all of the Disney cartoons are telling us. You know what I mean? So,
I
not that it's
mean,
true. Not that it's true.
not, who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? I mean, Disney. You know what I mean? With
Wally and
yeah. You know, it's like I don't enjoy a lot of those Pixar movies.
Pocahontas.
Well, that one's just history. That one actually happened. That's like, yeah, it's been Disneyfied, right? You know what I mean? But that
They
one
had to dumb it
happened.
down.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that one kind of happened, I think, you know? So I just don't know to what extent Disney got it right. You know, they were marketing to kids. I mean, in The Little Mermaid, Hans Christian Andersen's version, she dies, man. You know what I mean? She dies. Like, it's not
Right,
super for
right.
kids. It's like, and the bad guy wins, and the good lady dies. And hey, kids, have
Sometimes
a
that's
great
how it
night.
goes.
Have a great
Yeah.
night, kids.
Sleep
All
well,
right?
my child.
Remember, I'm also the guy who fixes your shoes. Hans Christian Andersen.
I like a lot of his music, but anyways.
I don't know why I remember so many weird tidbits and factoids.
Yeah,
Discombobulation.
you have to fill your memory with something.
Right?
And if it's that and then you forget to tie your shoes, that's, your choice.
I did have to go back to Velcro.
I know that's how my mind works. If I fill it with useless knowledge, I lose useful knowledge.
Yeah, it all goes away. So, what about? Let's see. Which one of these pictures caught your eye? I was looking. I mean, I was watching a video too where I was trying to skip through because I wanted to see a lot more pictures, but they were doing a lot of talking. I'd like to find a repository. Is there one like all?
Well, I was kind of
James
searching just images, but it
Webb
hasn't.
images?
They've only released a few of them so far. I think it's about 20 of them.
Yeah.
Which, typical to our government, release only what we need to know. But the other thing I thought was kind of cool, like the actual design of that thing is weird. It's not like a normal telescope or a normal satellite that we've ever had. It even has solar protection.
Yeah. I mean, it's gold plated, right? Like that
Yeah,
is.
like the mirrors. Yeah, the mirrors are like ridiculously huge. The thing,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is actually as big as a tennis court. That's how big they give it like a likeness to.
Latest images, I guess. So let's see. So yeah, this one right here. I'm not going to show them because obviously, intended really a bit more for listening. But this is the near infrared ISS single objects slitless spectroscopy.
Wow.
Spectroscopy. Wow. Hot gas giant exoplanet WASP 96b. And apparently it's got H2O and quite a bit of it in these wavelengths of light. Let's see. What, just one at a time picks? Is that what that's doing? All right, let's see. Gallery list. Most recent images. Let's click on all of them. Yeah. Engineering test. Is this it? There we go, maybe. So I think this one might be... These are galaxies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
These are galaxies far, far away. I've been watching too much Star Wars lately, but those must be black holes. I imagine supermassive black holes in the center of these galaxies.
Right.
Like absolutely scary, fucking bigger than the fucking galaxies. Sorry for saying. I mean, that thing's coming for us. What a maw.
Right. The end is nigh.
Exactly. Nigh midnight. Coming at you. It's always midnight somewhere. Man, look at this.
You can actually go to another site to zoomable gallery where you can zoom in on the images that are already taken. Yeah.
Share that one with me. I think you can do that. You should be able to.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Thing. That one looks very interesting. You could even probably share that on the chat with anyone. I don't know, maybe not. Just
okay. Yeah, I'll post it on the chat. Yeah.
Can we?
It doesn't matter.
We can.
Yeah.
We can basically link to another place.
I was gonna say it's a public website.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. At worst case, we're giving them some views. Who cares?
Zoinks. All right, you texting it to me that way.
There, I sent it on the video chat so you can see it.
Absolutely. Boom. Alrighty. This one here. This is the one that's right up top, the Southern Ring Nebula. You see that one? That's the one I was talking about earlier, that you can see a galaxy on the...
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
You see the difference in color just from them doing the near infrared and the mid infrared. The difference in what they're looking at. We're not even seeing the same particles, but the shapes are reminiscent of each other. It's very fascinating. It moves out in these weird waves. He was saying that all of that dust you can kind of see that's come out in waves is because that star is pulsing as it dies, like every 100 years or something. It's like a pulse, flop, flop, like a beating heart. It looks like one,
That's insane. It almost looks like that the blue hole, I think it's called, and I can't remember what rainforest it's in. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, are you talking about the spinning island in the island that spins in South America?
No, there's this like volcanic hole thing. Maybe it's not a jungle. Maybe it's out in the ocean. I'm gonna look it up really quick. But it looks.
You're talking about the Eye of the World, the thing over in right by Mauritania in Africa, West Africa. What's his name is saying he believes to be
No, this thing's just called the Big Blue Hole in Belize. Actually, that's what I was like. I forgot where it's near Honduras, right over in that area.
Oh, I know where. I know.
No. I'm saying the Blue Hole and all that because me and Lamar did it. Well, my brother, we did a trip over there.
Yeah,
and you could like go on a boat past this thing. It is massive. If you look it up, it kind of has that I don't want to say like scary look to it, but it does.
Wow, this is insane. I'm very.
I'll send you a link to it. Yeah, me too. I mean, I like how you can zoom in. You can actually see in that dust, you can see like little stars and planets and stuff.
Yeah.
When you just zoom in, it's crazy detailed.
Yeah. What what would you be most afraid to find, I guess? What would strike fear into the heart of Elgin? What can we find out there? What's
I mean,
that wild
I
and
don't really
messed
have
up?
I don't have anything that's like actual like a fearful view of it, just because
Yeah.
I'm more interested to see what it will bring to us, like what we can learn from it. I mean, even in having bad things, you always learn something from it.
Oh, of
You know what I
course.
mean?
But
So
I mean,
it's to me,
I mean, like, you know, the mothership, the fleet is on the way, you know, and
worst
it's
case
not
say,
Galactica. It's not like the other 12, you know, it's not like the other 11 colonies are on their way, you
well,
know.
worst case scenario in my mind is like,
So
okay, we
say
find
we all.
aliens, yeah, aliens that are violent. But
Yeah.
then I'm like, well, it's kind of cool because then I can join up Space Force.
Exactly, right? Like it's not even that scary.
I don't feel like I lose. I win. It's fine.
You know, it's plus it's not like I feel like I have to go out in a blaze of glory or anything, but I mean, aliens, come on. I'm sorry. You know what I
I'm just
mean?
saying, if I can write my own movie, it takes place in space and it's a battle scene. So let's be honest here.
And I'll have what it takes to become a citizen. I'm not taking a walk down washout lane. All right,
Watch
that's
out,
all I'm
Wade. Hell
saying.
yeah.
I'm fighting
Hell
those
yeah.
bugs. I'm fighting those bugs. You know what I mean? I'm gonna earn my right to vote.
In 10 years, we're going to get in trouble for saying that. It's going to be a racist term.
What?
Bugs.
Bugs? Oh man.
They're gonna go back and be like, hey, on your feed back in yada yada, you said
I was
bugs.
talking about Starship Troopers. Is that still going to be? What
That's
did I
gonna
do?
be
What
like,
did I just do? What did
that's
I
how
just
cancel culture
do?
works. I was just joking.
Here, let's get ready for the meme. Dun, 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 dun. Right?
Exactly.
Apparently, for whatever I just did, I'm probably
No,
sorry.
but like I was saying, like that, it doesn't really make me afraid. The only thing I guess that would kind of worry me is like if we ended up like bringing something back and annihilating like a large portion of the Earth or something like that, like some sort of germ or something like that. That would be kind of scary, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I guess there's
for
that.
me, it's like I've sadly to say, I'm like I've lived my life pretty good. I hope my kids get to live a longer life than I do. That's about the only thing I worry about. Other than
Yeah.
that, it's just kind of like whatever.
Ooh. Are you curious how you can do your part? Watch more here. Sorry, I'm still on
Exactly.
Starship
Watch
Troopers.
more.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and click this right here. And when I do this button, where's that thing? Maybe I have to do like that. Hey, look, there we go. How's that one working? Interesting. Well, scanning that allows us to be chatting with you. If anyone else is fascinated by this James Webb thing, you can actually scan this QR code here, which is on the, what's it called? The screen right here. And we'll take your call. And then you'll be telling us what you think about these James Webb photos. Yeah, I like this one here. This one is the the Stephen or Stephens Quintet. It's the largest image to date from NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, covering about 1/5 of the moon's diameter. It contains over 150 million pixels. Wow, that's insane. So many of these pictures are, yeah. I want them to look for apparently our Milky Way galaxy or our solar system only, something. We're kind of
Look
trapped
back
in
at
like
us.
a bubble. What?
You mean like look back at us? Look back at our image?
Well, I imagine. So I've heard that we're trapped in a bubble. Have you heard this? Have you heard this?
No,
Have you read about this?
no, go on, go on.
Apparently our part, and it kind of lines up with the whole what if we were placed here and segregated from the rest of, like, what if we're so violent we were put here to like be away from other intelligent species? Maybe we weren't considered intelligent species, we were put here because we were just troublemakers, and you know what I mean, or something. But it seems like there's like I don't know too much, but I'm hoping to see something about a bubble. that is around us and the immediateness of our. Look that up. Yeah, I just realized when I see you going, that's probably
Yeah, that's me.
exactly looking
Searching,
it up to
man.
find out.
Yeah,
That is
that's
very
it.
good.
That's
You're
pretty
seeing something
interesting.
about it, right? Yeah. I think. I guess the social stream ninja thing is working.
I mean,
Fascinating.
a lot of the stories, yeah, are basically like you're saying, like seeing if we are in here or if we are in a bubble in here. I
Yeah.
said it like we actually are.
And
Or if it's prisonary or if it's like a precautionary thing,
exactly.
which is pretty cool.
Or is it just happenstance again? You know what I mean?
Happenstance. You can't even believe in that if you're scientific. No such thing, right? Purpose for everything.
No, reason is not purpose. You know, I what?
Well, purpose is reason. I mean, you have a reason for doing it. That is the purpose of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's the same ideals of why did we make a telescope to go look into deep space?
Well,
What's the purpose?
it see its reason and purpose are different than let's just say another human being's reason and its purpose. Now, a human being's reason more often than not is just to other human beings good time.
I mean, isn't good time a purpose though? Isn't that something that you're
No, that's what
trying
I'm
to
saying.
achieve?
So then the reason for the person, well, a good night, and the purpose is different, right? I'm not saying that people aren't worth anything. I'm just saying that the reason we a lot of times happen isn't necessarily on purpose.
Okay, okay. I get what
I
you're
don't
saying.
know. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think that's where my mind went. Me having a very interesting birthday and a friend of mine as well. I'm at the very last day and his is like the very second day. So my birthday is always this year and his birthday is always next year. No matter what, my birthday is never next year. It's always this year. His birthday is never this
Right.
year. It's just interesting, you know.
Constantly living in yesterday.
And never caring for anything but this year. It's like it's the last one, you
Exactly.
know.
So sin. Yep. There
It
is no
could
tomorrow.
be the
There's only
last one.
yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's why we have a telescope to look off into the dear or in the far distant future to see what our future can be.
What could it be? Let us look. Let us look and see. All right, Steven's
I always
green
wonder
cat spectra.
one thing I was thinking about this. I always wonder about sitting in on those meetings, like the like pitching meetings for like, hey, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna raise $10 billion. Mind you, that's how much the telescope costs. I'm gonna raise $10 billion, and we're gonna go make it so we can go look way far off. Like, either you have to have a bunch of good buddies that are in agreement with whatever you're doing, that can pitch that to the government and to everybody else, or I need to be in that sales class so I can learn how to do that. You know what I mean? Because it feels like
I don't.
okay, you're pitching something that should be completely useless, or
Yeah.
something that is like so far off and out of your means that why would anybody give you money for that? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't know how to begin understanding the technology I'm trying to sell. You know, I'm like, I would
Yeah.
just.
Besides that, man, like I'm sure there's scientists that are just excited about doing it, but have no idea how to do it. And keep in mind, like all this technology is not old; it's all new stuff that they're just developing,
Brand new.
brand
Yeah.
new. Yeah, to get this
I-
off the ground and get it out into the galaxy.
I mean, the first guy in the meeting who looks at me and says, "Now, when you say brand new, are you telling me untested?" I would go, blah, blah. Yeah, I just, you know me in sales, not my thing. I just have a hard time. Well, I guess technically, sir.
It's like, yes, we're going to fail, and we're going to spend a lot of money to fail just to see if we could do it. Not that we're going to succeed, just to see if we could do it. That's like the ultimate sell to me. Like, wow, let's find out if this thing is feasible. We have no idea if it ever is.
Here's me in a sales job. Here's the exact product you asked me to bring and show you today. Here's an objection. And my head goes, I'm not taking my wife on a nice anniversary anymore, am I? What? Well, sir, it's the only one that fits. Do you want it, man? You called
this
me,
fixes your
bro.
problem. I don't understand.
Yeah, what are you doing? You gonna buy it or not, man? You fucking called me. I didn't knock on your door. Happen to have the thing. Called us.
This isn't a cold call.
What's
you called me
on?
out here.
What's going on here? I'm so confused. But not in like that, like calculated. I'm confused. Why'd you call me out here? Way that some guys turn into a sale. I'm just like literally like.
What did you want? What the hell?
Huh?
Right?
and then they say goodbye, and I'm just like. But usually that's when I would go to the casino, and then, thank you, Keno.
Right, bango, five spot.
Getting it there. Heyo.
But yeah. I think that
I just checked,
too,
and that QR code does take you directly to this computer right. Shaw. That one. Now I think the thing I don't like is that it asked for a name. I don't remember doing that before. So
the thing I was thinking about too, like I wonder how many other things have been shot down in those pitch meetings. You know what I mean? Like this is the one that got through. $10 billion telescope. Like how many other things were there? With like, do we have teleportation? Do we have all these other missing like bits of technology that we'll never get to see because somebody was like, nah, that doesn't sound like fun, or that doesn't sound like we ever will need it. You know what I mean? Or is it just a resource like grab thing? Like, hey, I don't think we'll ever be able to make money off of this, so I'm not going to spend my money on it. You know?
Yeah. You know, I'm sure they're very. Some people might think that, you know, they're throwing money away. Oh, throwing $10 billion at this. But I imagine that their checks and balances are tight, you know, like this. I'm looking at the pictures and kind of like right now I'm looking at the interstellar meteor. The first identified interstellar visitor. 1I Oumuamua, discovered in 2017. It's just, you know, it's the Rock from the movie Armageddon. You know what I mean? Somebody call Steven Tyler to sing the song. Somebody call Bruce Willis to save the day. You know, but no, don't go, Bruce. Seriously,
that's even more to the point. Like they show up to because they're oil drillers, and we have all this specialized technology that no one's ever heard of. You know, like how much stuff is sitting in NASA's basement collecting under mothballs collecting dust because
hate to bring him up again, but man, Andrew Basiago would say DARPA. DARPA's got that teleportation
right?
technologies. That's what he says. You know.
Right. I mean, that's an interesting thing to think about. Like, man, $10 billion. And they did it in the span of what, let's say 8 years, I think it was.
Is that what they were saying for the DARPA thing?
Yeah.
I mean, but that
8 years to raise $10 billion to shoot something up into space. Oh, and by the way, we'll never get that thing back.
No.
But that's just the point. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's $10 billion for it just to give us information,
and we're only
just to send information, and we're sharing it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
we're sharing it with the European aerospace technology place, but that's only because we use their rocket to launch it up there. Yeah. Otherwise, we would have spent way more money. God bless America to shoot that thing off into space.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
to launch our own satellite would have cost more money. We had to outsource.
I mean, that sounds like the American dream. Hire someone else to do it cheaper, right? You know,
buy Chinese steel to make American-made cars.
Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. Properties.
completely destroy a city of Pittsburgh with all the steel plants because it's way too expensive to make it here to ship it across the country.
Yeah.
Let's buy it. Let's buy it from across the world
Oh, it's not working.
with inferior steel. How silly is that?
I mean, are we doing that with inferior steel? Is that actually happening? Like for realsies?
Yeah, Chinese steel is known for being inferior steel. They have other stuff that's way better, but the Chinese steel is absolute garbage, they say.
No. What would the reason be for that? I mean, just the other minerals. You can't refine that. You can't refine that. You know.
Well, I think the mineral deposits are slightly different. Obviously, everywhere you go, the mineral deposits are going to be different. But the way that they refine it isn't up to the same standards that we do here.
All right.
I mean, much like anything else, you know, America is like likes to hold themselves to a higher standard, even though not everything is. But we like to hold ourselves to a higher standard because we're a bunch of sue happy people. That's really what it comes down to. And it's an interesting
God bless
thing.
America, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that, you know, now you can't buy, you know, American made steel because it costs 10 times as much than Chinese steel.
Yeah.
And it's even inferior. And everyone knows that. Everyone's like, oh, I don't want to buy it because it's cheap Chinese stuff. There used to be the big thing back in the, you know, 60s and 70s. Don't buy Chinese electronics. Whereas now it's like, if it ain't Chinese or Japanese electronics, it's crap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, used to be, what is it? Sorry. It's Back to the Future 3. It's, no wonder this thing failed. You see this here? It says made in Japan. And he goes,
Exactly.
Doc, what are you talking about? All the best stuff's made in Japan. Great Scott.
It is wild, man. Like the year that I went over there, like they were light years ahead of us. And
no doubt.
you would think like they had CDs and all that stuff well before we did. And it was like over there, it was just the normal, you know what I mean? Whereas now we're like, wow, look at this amazing thing. You know, it was sad, but that's like I was talking about having like hidden technology, so to speak. Like they didn't share it with us because they don't gain any money for it. So why share it?
Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. I mean, I don't know. I just want, let's just share, right? Let's just share.
I mean, if we shared all the technologies, if you really think about it, if everybody was sharing all technologies across the world, like how much more advanced we would be, you know, like if we were using our advantages to make even weapons, like if you're making weapons to save all the countries versus something. So that's something to think about too with the whole deep space. What if we do find something? Do you think it would unify us as a world, or would it separate us even more so?
I really hope that Reagan was right. I don't know how else to put it. I hope Reagan was right because and again, I bring that up too much. No matter what anyone else wants to say about his economic plan and blah, 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 like maybe he was crazy too, but he would just think about if aliens came down, wouldn't we all just like need to stop worrying about things like what we all look like or what we all think at night, pray to?
I mean,
like,
it's got to refocus us, you know, at
shouldn't
least.
Shouldn't it? It's like that hope that he just apparently couldn't stop thinking about was cool. You know, that was positive. That was nice. I hope something could unify everybody. It's got to take something.
I hope it isn't. I hope it isn't something negative. I hope it's something that's positive, which would be cool. Like, oh wow, hey, we figured out there's this new planet that's big enough for everybody. Let's all start shipping people over there.
Oh well, who's going first? Why are you trying to get rid of them?
There you go. There you go. Well, I'm looking at it in the aspect of like, hey, look, everyone has to leave Earth.
Everyone has to. Yeah,
we're shipping out. Like everyone has to leave.
What about
we're gonna give Earth? We're gonna give Earth, you know, a couple thousand years.
You see that movie, The Titan, where they genetically altered the guy so that he would survive on the moon Titan?
Oh yes, that's the one where yeah. I did see that one, and he was like beating people up in the swimming pool and stuff like that. Yeah. I seen that one. That was a good one. Yeah.
That one was interesting. Sam Worthington, pretty good actor.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah,
I like him in
actor.
things. I actually really liked him in It was recent. I think it might have been on a Hulu. It was with Ralph. No, Ralph Bellamy. My no, my whole brain. Anyway, it was the Unabomber one where he was the FBI agent who discovered that who the Unabomber was because he was the only person in
Not
America.
fractured, right?
No, but it was because he was the only person in America apparently who understood the correct way of saying, like an old adage, like you can't eat your cake and have it too, because you can't, right? You can't. But everyone
Gotcha.
says you can't have your cake and eat it too, which is not true. You actually can. In fact, you must have your cake first in order to eat it. Anyway, it's because of that he was caught. And so, yeah, he did a good job in that show too. That was a pretty good one.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it does make a lot of sense, though. I do have to have my cake if I'm going to eat it. But if I eat my cake, I can no longer have it. It's gone now, you know?
Right. Deadly Games, it was called.
Deadly Games? No. All right. Last week we were talking about CERN. They flipped the switch again. That's not the name of it. All right. Who's with me? No. All right.
Right. It's changed.
It has changed entirely.
Mandela.
We were... Wait, what do you mean? I thought it was... No. It always was Mandela. Oh, no, you're from the Mandela-verse. I'm from the Reagan-verse.
Right.
Right.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be interesting?
Let's get a caller. Let's see if it goes out to everywhere. Oh, let us see. Did it go there? Yeah, that one worked. Didn't seem to work on the YouTube one. Well, that's top chat, though. Should be the live chat. Hey, it does whack. All right. Ah, well, I'm sorry. My friend is watching that. He'll know who that's for. It's for him. Yeah.
How do you feel about like the whole Space Force idea thing? Do you think it should be a military, or you think it should be like an exploratory thing?
I don't think human beings have the ability to think of anything in a non-military first stance. Again, like when you and me were working, when you got me working at the garage door thing, all I could start thinking about was, humans always... We don't build the nuclear power plant first to light up neighborhoods. We build a nuclear bomb first. And I'm looking at these garage doors every day as I was doing the job, and I was thinking, we built catapults first, and it took us till today to realize how to raise the bridge instead of destroy it, right? And
Right.
that's
Yeah,
all.
I mean,
We don't ever do things passively first. We don't know how. It's not like in our blood. I understand the need for a Space Force too, because genuinely, if we do find something we got to fight and then we're not prepared, I get the point of an insurance. I get the point. You know, I'm a proponent of spending the extra money and getting uninsured motorist coverage. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I've had to take advantage of it in the past. So, do I want ever to war with any other human being? No. Or any alien? No. I hope it's just fucking kumbaya. But the fact is, if they're coming, they're already better than us. We've been needing...
Right, they already have the
Space
advantage.
Force.
Yeah.
And it's just what it is,
I think that is just kind of a human fear thing. Like, we always, it's like my dad saying, like, trust in the Lord, but tie up your camel. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where you're like, hey, yeah, I believe everyone out in space is nice, but let's have a Space Force just in case.
Yeah.
I'm under the impression in my mind, not impression, but I'm in the hopes in my mind that, hey, if we did have a Space Force, it would be mostly scientific and then some backing of, military, just because, I mean, even our military now, it's more like 90-10, but there are a lot of military scientists who have helped create things. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to. I'd like to think that even though I probably have enough knowledge to go toe to toe with some people, I'm about a middling when it comes to a Star Trek fan. I'm you know I'm not diehard. I don't know. You know, some people will kill, you know, for, you know, it's
Oh,
their
I'm
hill to
die
die
hard.
on.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
hill to die on. But I mean, you know,
Lay me on my shield.
but what was his name? I'll tell you, it was, you know, Armin something or other who played Quark, right? You know what I mean? I mean, I've been to Quark's bar in Vegas back when they had it. Man, that's gone now, isn't it? Because that's not even the Hilton
Oh
anymore,
yeah,
is it?
that's gone. Yeah,
Man, the
actually,
Star Trek experience.
some of the Star Trek experience is still up, and you can see it. And there's like
Mm.
little signs up. They used it, but like Cork's bar is still there, but it's designed slightly different. But they left up a lot of his displays in there, which is kind of funny.
I'll
It's
ne-
cool. They did like a homage to it.
I'll never forget. My dad took me there one time, and we went through the thing, and we did the thing, and it was great. And as we got out, and there was a kid like a year or two younger than me, and he goes, like, he's starting to argue with the guy at the gift shop, because of course, as soon as you get off a ride, where does the door open up to? The gift shop. It's the only way
Ye
to
old
properly
gifty
run a
shop.
business, you know? You got to run a business. So, anyway, when this kid is fighting over, like, the cost of a game, he's like trying to haggle the guy down on the cost of a game, and his argument is just like, well, actually, yeah, Age of Empires 2 is a much better game for this play style, and blah, 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 blah. So how about a discount? I'm just like, you know, that kid is wearing a Starfleet shirt that he brought from home. It's
Right.
one of the things that stopped me from ever being able to become a super fan or wanna be. Even though I don't mind knowing a whole lot. Yeah, am I watching, you know, Star Wars: The Clone Wars again? Yeah, of course. Have I seen Search for Spock like 1,000 times? Maybe 998. You know, but I'm just saying, you are now and will always be my friend. That's all.
Right, it is.
It is. It's true.
I love that though. Like even in the aspect of like Starfleet, you know, it was military and then
But
turned completely scientific because the world needed that. Once they found aliens, like that's what
you
the
need
lore
balance. You need
of Star
balance.
Wars was, or Star Trek, excuse me, was. Oh wow, look, we found there's other aliens. Now we need to branch out and go see where these aliens are, and you know, we now have light speed, and let's go see, let's go explore. Everyone gets to know about this technology.
Yeah. It's what makes sense, you know. It's how they built a free society where currency didn't make sense anymore. You know, I mean, I don't know what
Yeah,
that
yeah.
takes.
Once they started sharing technologies, it was like, well, there's no need for this. There's no need for capitalism, so to speak. You know what I mean? That the whole, yeah, using currencies, like why when we're all sharing anyway? Share everything so everybody can have everything you need. And if everyone has everything you need, nobody is greedy, and that means that nobody needs more or wants more or covets, and all these other things go away. So
I think what it was is it's not even about having everything you need. I think when everyone saw how much resources there were in all of space, I think that we didn't, like, it's not so much like a socialist thing as just like a give up on, like, the idea of it's like it left. Like, again, like when you live in the land where caviar is just everywhere, you get sick on it, and other people
right,
have to
right.
spend $100 for a half an ounce 0.50 of this thing, and your family just used to eat it by the spoonful, and you thought you ate it because you were
Put it in your
poor.
potatoes. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I thought I have to eat fish eggs because I'm poor. Maybe. And then, you know, you grow up and you love it, but it's like, no, it's like other people are, you know, when you realize that there's resources everywhere you look. Oh, you realize that it's not even about rich. It's just, if everything is gold, like
Nothing is worth it. Yeah.
it's kind of like, I think it's more like the vampires. They have eternal life and they're fucking sick of it. It's like, well, it feels like we have access to all of the universe now and all the resources out there. We keep finding new resources. We're exponentially growing fast in technology. Everyone's mind is on other things. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I don't need to be screwing this person over. I need to get their help to explore more and get more of everything
Yeah.
for everyone else. You know what I mean?
I mean, if it's all up there and we know it is now, I mean, any of these things we should be able to harvest. I keep staring at this giant thing. Did you look at this one, the interstellar visitor? Oh, Mau Mau Mau?
No, let me look it up really quick.
It's, yeah, this one's insane. It's on that site that you sent me. It's one I or one lowercase L dash apostrophe OUMUA Aumua maybe Aumua. I think probably. It looks like it's likely Hawaiian, so probably was discovered, first by one of those telescopes out there. It's fascinating. I don't want to like break it up and see. I want to know what's in there. Is that thing holding a bunch of water? Could that be bringing water and therefore life to some desert planet? I like that panspermia
Or is it just a big,
idea.
or is it just a big golden diamond brick? Like, don't look up.
Yeah, a pure diamond. Hopefully, it's not headed this way. It's gnarly. Thanks to anyone for watching. Yeah. If you're curious or you have something that you're fascinated with, deep space, you can scan that thing, call in. It'll be there. I'll hit that button, and then it sends you into here. Yeah, and I'm sorry to ask for the name. I can probably change that. If nobody wants to, do that, just type something into the chat.
Well, you don't have to use your real name either, yeah.
Yeah, you can put whatever, or you can just hit a space bar, and I think it registers, and then, I don't know, you don't got to put anything. Or put
what you want to be called. Yeah, either way, it works out.
Yeah, put whatever you like to be called. I guess I thought it would be a good idea, but who knows? Life's interesting. Do you think see all the way down space? Go on. Sorry.
Do you think with this new technology, the new CERN and the new telescope, obviously they're all looking, right? So if they're looking in deep space and now they're starting to release, hey, we do know about aliens. They started saying that. Like, we do know about aliens. Now they're actually looking and spending the money. Do you think there's any correlations there?
Did they say we know about aliens, or did they say we admit
they said they are UFOs.
UFOs, or they're calling them UAPs. They're
UAPs, excuse me.
All right. And think about also the idea of having to change the name. I'm not like an anti-change the name person. If we're figuring out like a better way of defining it, then that's something. But there is also the thing about drawing another separating line, like a dividing line, and saying, well, actually, we're going to be calling it this now. That kind of like makes people. It's kind of like a.
It's PC, man. That's what it is.
That's what it is. It's a PC term.
And if you have a PC term, doesn't that mean that exists? So you don't want to offend that thing?
I guess you're right about that.
Why are you worrying about being PC or using a term that may be offensive to something that doesn't exist?
Unidentified flying object, unidentified aerial phenomenon, because maybe it's not an object. You know what I mean? I don't want to claim it's an object. I mean, by all means,
it could be a massive energy or something like that. But if you're saying that means that you have both object and non-object we've seen.
I get it.
So you don't want to offend the object versus the non-object. So you have to be PC and be like, hey, this weird occurrence.
I mean, I guess you have got me there. It is that. Then I guess
it's part of the reason why I've always believed in aliens. That's what I was gonna say. It makes it confusing because before it was like, nah, it's never gonna happen. We don't care. It's not real. Then when it started showing up, it's like, we need to be right on this, and we need to be nice, and we need to make sure we cover our butts.
Yeah.
Which made it funny because then it's like, well, if you believe that much and you're not releasing it, you must be pretty scared of it.
Yeah. I think that they've known about it. I think that there's a lot of very, very what are they called? Cases that are extremely compelling, if nothing else. I mean, these people, their word holds merit. I've mentioned some of them on other shows, but yeah, I think it's also a way of kind of like sidestepping sometimes, like changing the
Oh, of
name.
course,
You know, it's
you got to
like
take a political view, so to speak, on it. Don't
eh,
come right out and be like, we were wrong, we were hiding it. No, no, no. These are occurrences that you guys all know about.
I mean, I just, yeah, you know, I don't know. At some point, if it's just aliens and it takes forever to just come out and say, all right, all right, we've been knowing about aliens, then it's
Here's
like,
my bet, and I'm glad we're putting this on record and recording
yeah,
it.
yeah,
20 years from now, they're gonna open up, something stupid's gonna happen. We're gonna see an alien craft that matches another craft that we've already seen using the telescope or technology that we have now,
hmm,
right? What they're gonna do is they're going to completely empty out Area 51 and then let people come in and look around. And the reason why I say that, and what I mean by people, I don't mean like you or me. I'm saying like reporters and
I
stuff.
know.
They're going to let them in and be like, hey, we're going to release the information now. They're not going to show us everything because they never do. And
Course
it's going to
not.
be like, okay, here's what we did know. Here's that ship that you guys saw. We actually had one that crashed. Here's the one that we saw in deep space. Here's the one that was on Earth. The images. Here's the one that crashed. Everything is correlating, and now we need everybody's help because that's what always ends up happening is after they get found out, they just diarrhea of information.
Yeah.
Everything just comes flying out, and it's like, yeah, forget it. We didn't. We knew. We're sorry. We'll move forward. Like everybody, let's move forward. You guys already knew. We told you. We told you back in 2020 when during pandemic when everybody was freaking out about a little, a disease gonna or virus gonna kill everybody. We told
Yeah.
you there was UAPs. What do you mean?
It's
And talk about the best time to release some information when everybody's already afraid of dying from a virus.
it's all very convenient, you know. It's all
Well,
very
best thing ever.
convenient. You know, hey, all this very important stuff you've been wanting to know is coming out, but don't forget to pay more attention to this. Not that somebody did anything, but
The old sleight of hand thing. Look over here. Look over here.
oh wow, oh what'd you do over there? Yeah,
Oh, oh, here's your watch.
I think that definitely with this we're gonna find a lot of very interesting things. I think we're gonna find something, whether it be, I mean, I just want us to find a dog running around in a field of a 10-legged dog running on another planet somewhere. You know what I mean? Like just
Part of
something.
my hope is that we find just more humans.
I mean, again, I really want to find the other 11 colonies. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't it be just so ridiculous? It's like we go looking out and they're living like in complete like harmony, and they're like, oh man, they found us, we got to move again.
But they're afraid of the Cylons, and I'll tell you what, I hear the song too. Down, 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 down. Bear McCreary, what a great composer. Seriously, I mean, phenomenal. He just keeps getting work. You know why? He's great. He's
Because
good.
he's good.
He's good. What do you want? He did all the music for. I downloaded the album too for the new Child's Play. It wasn't my favorite movie, but you know what? Bear McCreary did the music, and Mark Hamill sang the song. Done.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. That sounds good.
It's a great one, and it's so creepy. Thank you, Mark Hamill, for everything. Always.
Right? You've never steered us wrong.
Never. Every time you've opened your mouth to speak, it was proper and right. Or for Disney. But, can't hold it against you because it's the House of Mouse. I just really...
House of Mouse.
It is. They win. You know what I mean? You can't fight City Hall. What do? You know? If they say we're
death,
gonna,
taxes, and Disney coming after you.
death, taxes, Disney. You know what I mean? Just can't fight it.
One of those things are going to end you, so you better not mess with them.
I fought the mouse, and the mouse won. Anyway, so it'll happen. You know. Oh, and now
I was trying to look up Mark Hamill, a Mark Hamill bad movie. Sorry, I was like, I wonder
there
if he's.
aren't any.
I was like,
No.
I gotta look.
First
You
of
know,
all,
because
if you want to talk about, I believe it was 1992 or was it 94 that the Guyver came out? 93, 92, 93, 94? The Guyver, phenomenal. Thank you, Brian Usna, for the Guyver. And then, yeah, thank you, Brian Usna, for everything you've ever done. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? I mean, Society. Come on.
I may have found one.
What'd you find? What'd you find? What is it that the man has found?
This movie is called Slipstream. Let me pull it over. Hang on one second.
Is this a new... Oh, Slipstream, the one where he's a time traveler? No, still a good one.
It's still good. Trust me.
Still good. Yep, I've seen it. Straight to Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, straight to
Beautiful.
Sci-Fi Channel.
Phenomenal flick. I don't care what anyone says. You know what I mean? I mean, anything that he is in becomes elevated.
He's the salt of movies, is what you're trying to say. The man is just seasons everything perfectly.
Falling off the arm and everything.
But some reason, too much of him is still good.
He's the MSG.
Oh, wow.
There's never too much.
So you need more of him once you get some of him.
I just can't get enough. Oh man!
It makes me think of like the whole. Well, we're getting back to the deep space stuff. Like, at what point are we going to stop searching? Like, how far out are we going to start now? Now that we have the technology to be detailed enough
to look for the edge, to know how far to look. If there's
that's the thing. Like,
if there's no edge, then you never stop. You know what I mean? I mean that question presupposes there's an edge because there's no point in stopping until you find an end.
Well, I think once you explore out the edge,
what's that past that edge? So there's never an end to the looking. Hey, it's okay, Palio. It's all good, man. Jetto.
I think what's funny too is like
he's getting all scared. He hears neighbors. Hey, Jet, come here. It's all right. You want to sit with me? Come here. Hey.
I think what's interesting about that, like going to the edge. Like if you have an edge, how are you gonna know that until you look for it? And then once you're looking for it, like the people sailing around the Earth, for instance, it's like, okay, you sailed around the Earth looking for the edge, or did you sail around the Earth just exploring?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing as having a telescope. Like, okay,
sorry for clicking that.
Let's go look out. Let's go look out and see as far as we can. And then after we've seen as far as we can, now what do we do? Okay, now we got to get a ship and take a ship as far as we can and come back. And that just keeps expanding. You know what I mean? That's kind of how that works, in my opinion. Like right now, our expanse as far as human ships is what?
See him? It looks like Bree Needs Sleep on Twitch said she want to see Jet. And he was just here a moment ago, but now he's walking back over toward the door to take a look. Jet is my dog. He is a very, very good dog. Quite possibly
There's no
the
bad
best.
dogs.
It's true.
No, my dog's better than your dog.
Sorry.
It's that age old what do you call it? Argument. My dad can beat up your dad. My dog's better than your dog.
My dad's Hulk Hogan though, so I don't know.
You'd have to be Incredible Hulk to beat my dad.
Really?
I'm not gonna bring it up.
My dad could beat the Incredible Hulk because he was the Incredible Hulk, and then he became the more powerful Incredible Hulk.
He was a Bizarro World Incredible.
He was the Bizarro World
so
Incredible Hulk, and you just can't make a he don't feel no pain. So not only is he the Incredible Hulk, but you can't hurt him neither.
Right, he feels nothing, and he gets stronger always. Doesn't need energy. He just always gets stronger.
My dad's tough. That is funny, right? I mean,
but like I was saying, like the whole exploration thing, like we've only been to the moon. In quotations, I'll put that. We've only been to the moon, right?
Hey, stop it. Hey, it's okay, man.
And after we go to the moon, it's like, okay, we only did that because that was the farthest we could see with the telescopes and everything. So now it's like, well, now we're viewing all these other galaxies. Are we not planning to go all the way out there as far as we can?
That's my pal. Is a good guy. Don't worry about all that outside stuff. We're bringing the outside and the space here. Smile for the camera.
Right.
That's a good looking pup, isn't it? What do you think, man? You want to be calm? You want to stop worrying about the neighbors? This is what I do. Sometimes I'll sing to him. Yeah, yeah. See the dog. Makes it all good, huh? Now he's chilling. Stop it. Ooh, be nice. Be nice. So yeah, dogs. What do you think you were going to find out there in deep space?
That's another good question to be answered, I guess.
Hey,
If there's an
Jack.
alien race,
No.
do you think they would need a
Stop.
companion as well?
I think that it would actually probably help us to relate to them if they also bonded with some sort of pet creature. Like, we could see similarities in each other. Like, I'll tell you what, if we go looking, if you send me, like, all right, hey, here is a bunch of files on, like, all those civilizations we found, take a look, see which one looks like maybe they the homie. I would, like, look through and be like, oh, no, they don't have pets. They either kill or eat everything. Oh, look, they got pets. Yeah, they're ugly, but they bond with them. We bond with a thing. That might be a step toward us having a bond. If they're willing to bond with something that they would consider a lesser creature, there's no reason to think that we're going to immediately convince something else that we're equal or higher, or, you know what I mean? Like, the moment we meet something, they could very well be like, you are lesser. So hopefully they're more like the Vulcans in, like, you're getting there. You're lesser, but you're getting there. Again, sorry, Star Trek did it right as far as a lot of thought experiments. You know,
As far as if this works, this has to work.
Lucky as to find them to show up and be like, you guys are getting close, and so you don't kill yourself now that you did it.
Absolutely. We'll keep you from hurting yourselves.
Yeah.
So here you go.
I mean,
Here's some technology to slow you down a bit.
That's the only thing that's a real pipe dream.
Put this helmet on.
Yeah, I think that we would go out there and we would find something. Again, why do we need a space force? Probably because we'd attract attention that we don't want.
I think from the creatures that know how to do it already. It's like, hey, don't come warping through our planet, killing us because now you figured it out. A bunch of idiots, or stop shining that damn mirror at our galaxy. You're burning up my grass.
Right. You guys are really messing
I think that
up.
would be a funny thing too. Like if it was really simple, like just us like using radio waves or whatever, trying to reach out. Come to find out, radio waves are like deadly to some race, or like killing some race's food. It's like, oh, sorry, we were just trying to hear you.
And that's really likely too. Now, what were they saying about quantum physics or something about for certain particles, just our methods of observing them affect the outcome of the reading. So like we can never truly know how certain particles behave because the only way we could figure it out by the means of observing them, it's like, they would normally move up and down just by looking at them. It's like pushing them. You would have to push them to see them, and now they're pressed down to see or something, so they don't move naturally.
Yeah.
Just so maybe by that same thought, just our ability to look further into space, our ability to perceive, our ability to observe, what if that itself sends some kind of signal?
Yeah, outward.
Outward, right? So like now we have the
whole
ability
line of
to
sight
look
thing.
far, right? Yeah. What if it opens it up just to be, that the subspace idea where like hyperdrives, they take you through subspace, so that's why you don't have to worry about dust and everything, because you're not flying in space, you're flying underneath space. It's another dimension, basically, is what they were, depending on the theory of whatever it is. There's faster than light travel, and there's hyperspeed, the sublight space.
Right.
So the subspace ones, apparently you would drop into another dimension and cut through. So just by doing that, and of course sci-fi always has different ideas, but you got to imagine that hopefully it could work the other way.
Well, I was watching something too. It was another explained, obviously, I watch a lot of unexplained mystery things. It was about places on Earth,
Okay.
and it was talking about, in which we should have one of the episodes. By the way, it's really good.
Yeah.
It talks about radio waves and then sound waves, and how like the sound, the air, literally the air whipping through trees or the air blowing over snow, stuff like that, was creating in this one instance. I think it was in Russia, where all these, it was like 9 or 11 of these hikers went up to this area known as like "Don't Go There" in the language.
Oh
It is
yeah.
the name of the, you know about that? Yeah.
Yeah. Hang
And
on.
they have
Hang
no
on.
clue
The
if
Diet Love Pass.
yeah, De La Pav, yeah. It
Diet
was
Love.
like,
Yeah.
it was like very interesting that they're saying like they don't know if it was a creature or if it was the sound, because when you go up there and when they went and took like sound stuff, they found
Yeah.
out like the sound coming off the snow would like drive you crazy in a matter
Infrasound.
of, yeah, in a matter of hours.
Yeah,
It
I
was
remember.
messing with people's minds and messing up their stomachs
And people have
and
been
stuff
trying
like
to
that.
figure it out for years.
And they
what the
still,
truth
yeah, they
about
still
that,
haven't figured out what
that
happened,
trip
you know, and
was. Yeah.
that's pretty wild. And they were talking also about like the forest in Japan, the suicide forest,
Oh yeah.
and they're saying like, hey, that has some of the same principles, except for there's a lot of electromagnetism in there, which could affect your depression levels as opposed to your fear. So, is that what makes that area, you know, bad? I wonder about that sort of stuff. Like when you're looking out into space, like us shooting radio waves and us shooting sound and light, like how that's going to affect other creatures, not just us, but other creatures, because the whole line of sight, if I can see you, you can see me kind of a thing. So if they see, you know, if they see us looking out and they're like, man, this is disturbing us the way that that way that you're doing it, what stops them from shooting something back?
Provided they have the way to see us back. What we're doing with this James Webb Telescope is kind of like using a sniper telescope. Do you? And the idea, I guess, with a sniper is you shouldn't see him too, right? I mean, I imagine.
Well, that's a point. Like even with a sniper scope, speaking from experience, with a sniper scope, you don't use a standard lens. You use a lens that, you know, that is less refractory, so that way it
Exactly.
doesn't shine light, but you still can see it. And if you shine light through that lens, it will burn a hole in whatever you're putting it through. That thing
Wow.
has such a high magnetism, like magnification.
Yeah.
It's insane. Some of those scopes. I mean, nav scopes now, they're up to like 500-600 times your eyesight. It's insane now. So it is deadly. You know what I mean? Like if you
doubt.
think about it, if we're shining light through from our end to them, who's to say it's not just burning a laser beam? You know what I mean, across their planet? That's something I just thought about 2 seconds ago. The whole ant magnifying glass thing. You know what I mean? We have this big giant circular thing pointed at their, you know what I mean, pointed at their light source to bounce their light source onto our imaging mirror so we could see it, and it's got to bounce back somewhere. You know what I mean?
That would be really weird if we were accidentally just destroying other worlds just by looking for other worlds.
Well, I mean, hello, Christopher Columbus, and
Right?
not as simple as that, but they just brought over plagues and stupid stuff that those people never would have had, you know, because they weren't doing the same thing we were doing, but accidentally we gave it to, or they gave it to them, you know.
They were bathing. You are right. They were bathing.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Something as silly as that, like, oh, we're just going over looking for, you know, the whole Christopher Columbus thing, looking for another route for spices.
Yeah.
They weren't looking to conquer nobody. They were trying to season their food a little better, and ended up destroying a nation. Like
opium.
Yes, that too.
Cheaper.
But the funny thing is, it wasn't like it wasn't a conquistador conquest thing. It was just literally like, hey, let's go make this route a little shorter.
Yeah.
This takes forever to get this, so we can make some better money and make our lives easier. And then ended up destroying, you know, not destroying, but, you know, really hurting a nation.
You know, they also say that they most likely knew that there was, you know, again, we talked about the Piri Reis map. We talked about a couple of those old civilizations that went, you know, and have tales. You know, we have Viking materials in, you know, North Canada. We have, we have so much evidence of people knowing about these places before Christopher Columbus. It's almost
Well, yeah, he's just one of the most well-known ones because
yeah.
he's the most documented one.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that it comes down to. You know what I mean? You only live as long as your words are written. So,
Yeah.
no one remembers you when you're dead unless you're, documented,
Yeah.
remembered.
It's
I think Coco taught me that.
Coco.
Yeah, a Disney movie. Sorry,
Oh,
it was
really?
a crappy joke reference.
Gotcha. No worries. I didn't watch that one. But
Once you're forgotten forever, and
Forgotten?
you
Forgotten
flow.
forever.
If no one's remembering you, you float away.
I don't like that. Always remember.
Well, I don't
I
fear it
know.
because I've
Yeah.
told too many stories and made too many
Right.
funny experiences where you guys can never forget me.
Yeah, I won't let it happen. It's not happening. Let's see. Is that coming through? It looks like YouTube. I wonder if YouTube or is that the Facebook one? It doesn't look like it's the exact same thing as the rest. Oh no, now it's caught up. Very interesting.
Yeah, Facebook's it's quite a bit behind, so
Yeah.
don't worry about that one.
No worries then. That's
It's
very
usually like
interesting.
30 seconds off.
Interesting. Sorry, Facebook people, if anyone is watching on Facebook. We hope that, it's slightly enjoyable. Or even more than slightly. Let's be honest. I want you to like it. But, keep giving it shots. And so anyway, I want to find aliens. I want to find where Bigfoot comes from. I want to find doorways that we can step through. Wormholes and stuff. Do you think that we'll find like natural wormholes that'll let us travel from point to point? You think that's something possible even?
I think it'd be more or less. I mean, you're reminding me right now of Deep Space Nine, but I think
are we gonna be able to build?
I'm a Star Trek guy, but let's move past that. Let's get back on track here.
All right.
I think in using technology, yes, we will be able to have some sort of transport where we won't need ships and fuel. I think it'll be, light travel, essentially. Like we'll be able to pass things through light, through energy. You know what I mean? We always talk about how
Deep Space Nine was built by the Cardassians. Sorry, go on.
I know, but
who? I had to say it. When like the compulsion comes over.
Who told them to build that there? Let's not get into it. That's a whole spiritual thing. It's the prophets, blah blah blah. It's fine. We can have a whole Star Trek episode later sometime if you like. Now is not the time.
Maybe we should. I think we're gonna need to find the right panel. I think that one's gonna take a panel of peoples.
Get a couple of our friends on here, yeah. For sure.
And I just want to be
and
the
maybe
moderator.
An expert. I want an expert too.
If there is a Star Trek expert who's willing to come on the show and put me in my place and challenge Elgin.
Oh, not even that. I mean, I'm going to selfishly say it. I just want to be your friend.
There we go. We're looking for a Star Trek friend.
This is my personal ad right now.
Let's see. I've got a Doctor Who friend. Sorry, but we'll take more. Yeah. If you want a friend, we'll take friends.
Exactly, man.
We're friendly.
But yeah, that whole idea of travel like that, I think because of our human nature of doing everything more efficiently, we always want to do it the easiest way. Eventually, that has got to be the most efficient way of transferring energy as opposed to transferring objects. Like that's the only logical thing in my brain that I can think of right now, because that's as smart as I am, or not, depending on how you want to look at that.
I guess if there's a way to just not have to engage, to just do it all through thought, but that would be the only upgrade from folding space, right? Just instant transmission, Goku stuff.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I think that will change that. If that was possible, that would unify a lot more people. That sort of a thing. When you can just be like, oh, you need, boop, here you go now.
Transportation when distance is nothing.
Yeah, when distance and time means nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, when you can just be there, why would you be greedy?
And that makes sense.
Like, I mean, if you think about it, it's like, okay, everybody's looking to go, hey, I want to travel and see the world. When you can go, oh, I'm here now. and it doesn't cost you a dime. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
politics don't seem to matter that much anymore.
Like
because
who?
you can
Yeah,
just go
who
wherever you want
cares?
right then and there. So that's wild. I would like us to find that. I want us to find the way to instantly transport. You know?
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I think like we were saying, being able to look that far out into the future, to some degree in my mind, I look at that as being transporting. Like now we are no longer short viewed. We now have glasses where we can see farther off, which means we are now looking to travel to that point. You know what I mean? And I say that because like telescopes were made for viewing far off places. Once you viewed the far off place, you want to go to the far off place, right?
Yeah.
You don't just go, oh, I wanted to see what it looks like. That's good enough for me. You're like, hey,
we're
let's
looking for
build a
somewhere
ship,
to
a
go.
car, a horse. Yeah,
Right.
we're looking for, yeah, exactly. You're looking for the next place to be, which is, as far as you can see, limited only by your line of sight, so to speak.
I would like to see where we go with this. You know, I can't believe we only have so few pictures already, but they seem like they're in such different places and directions. There's got to be a lot
The other
more
ones have
photos,
UAPs in them. That's why.
There you go. See, the rest of them just have signs. Hi.
There's an in and out symbol.
Oh man, right? Coca-Cola, McDonald's out there.
McDonald's out there. McDonald's already knew. That's why they're here and dominating. They're like, oh, our bad.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going on. We're not allowed to see that that the corporations are all
the major corporations
interstellar. You know,
have been interstellar for years. This is like the dumps of the galaxy. They send us the dredges. That's why it's fast food and it's gross. Everywhere else it's really nice. Wouldn't that be funny?
All of our good foods being shipped off world already, and like we're getting like recycled scrabbage from other planets.
It's like waste. You know what I mean? Come to find out it's waste. We think it's like amazing.
There's a space caterpillar out there shitting out hot grilled mark hamburgers.
I'd still go get one. I'm kind of hungry.
I mean, that's a wild caterpillar.
Like flame broiled, though.
How much is it for one of these hamburger shitting caterpillars?
Does it come with fries and a shake? I'm just asking.
Do I need to wait for it to go into a butterfly stage before I get the fries and shake?
What does it taste like after?
Farm? Yeah, exactly.
Do the burgers also come with wings, or is that just a caterpillar chrysalis kind of a thing?
Right? Am I allowed to eat it in the pupa stage?
I don't want
to eat it in the pupa stage. Yeah,
I don't want
gross.
to.
I don't.
I want to know if I
feel
have
like
to.
That would be wrong. But if I have to, that's a deal breaker. Yeah, we're gonna need to have a lot of details about this caterpillar. All right, NASA. So James Webb, where's the caterpillar?
Aim that thing. Yeah.
I think everyone knows what's happening.
Wash the lens off. I know it's there. Stop lying to me.
This is the 9 Midnight conspiracy of the night. What are they hiding with the James Webb Telescope? They're hiding a caterpillar.
The corporate caterpillar.
The corporate caterpillar that creates all of our hot hamburgers, grill marks and all.
We absolutely have to make Ruben make an image of that some sort of way.
I'm gonna ask him if that can be his new life's mission. Can you draw the caterpillar?
Just a quick thing floating out in space.
Of course, is gonna tell me that rightfully, no, that's stupid. And I'm gonna be like,
what the hell are you wasting your time for? I need it.
And then he's gonna be like, caterpillar, man. I'm glad I didn't even watch. No, I'm joking. If you're watching, I love you. Anyway, oh man, so fucking funny. Yeah, I mean, what do you think the caterpillar would say? Again, I keep going back to Futurama. That's what it is. It
would never be a caterpillar. Joke. That's ridiculous.
It's a slurm joke. You know what I mean? Wait, do I have my sunglasses here? No, I guess I can't do a great Slurms Mackenzie, but whatever. You know? Whoa! Paid to party. Oh. Yeah. We were going to try to have another friend on tonight because there's a thing about having another person that makes it easier to chat with, and I thought that he had some really good things to say
Also,
about
he's a big time telescope person,
I
so
was gonna say I was really
he's the only
interested to
person
hear what
I've
he had
known
to
that.
say.
Yeah, he's the only other person I know that has spent thousands of dollars on a telescope. Where the last time I saw an image he was showing me, I was like, dude, how are you allowed to look at this stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, like, seems like it's way far out in space.
I
And it was
wonder
just a
if we'd
telescope
be
that he
able
bought.
to bounce and see the Earth from the past. You know, like,
I mean, in theory, aren't we doing that anyway when we're looking out from space towards Earth?
but we have to go out very, very far to be able to see the farther past. So,
Well, the image that we're seeing is in the past.
but we
The
have to be
further
far
away,
to
yes,
see
the further
here.
away,
Yeah,
the farther in the past it is. I understand what you're saying. But yeah,
I would like to know, how far do we have to be to try to see 12,000, 13,000 years ago? I mean,
you would have to be close to the same distance in the future,
I guess so,
right?
huh?
Or it depends on how fast
12,000
we get
light
that
years
information
away. Yeah,
back.
right? 12,000 light years away, I guess. Right? That's how long.
I guess. I mean, as long as it's
we'd
that's the
have to
bounce
get
rate back to
there.
forth, right?
And so we'd have to get there faster than that light.
No, it'd have to return to us faster than that light. So if it's out,
If it's out there, then we have to get the signal back to us now.
back to us. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying the light image, like it goes there and has to come back to us faster. Yeah.
So, all I want to know is, did the dinosaurs have a TV?
Oh, you're talking about time
Not the
travel
mama.
with just viewing, like from now.
I'm talking
Like,
about
if we-
can we
if
open
we
up
can
a
actually
window
go
to
back.
the past? That's what we're doing now
Oh,
with the Hubble.
man,
Looking
interesting.
that way.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're looking, but we can't do it for right here. I can't just open up a window and see what this land was like 100 years ago before they built anything. That it was just a desert, or maybe it was grass. Who knows, right? Or a river running through it. I mean, that. That
Yeah,
the
that's an
ultimate
interesting thing.
Opening up
Right.
a window to see what was happening on the Earth 10,000 years ago. I mean, we're looking at galaxies as they were hundreds, millions of years ago. That's what we're looking
Right.
at now.
I mean, if you're
I just
thinking
wanna
about
look
that,
50,000
the
years
galaxies
into the
we see
past,
are
right
already
here.
different. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
that right there, that answers everything. That answers everything. I mean, reading lips would
Well,
give us the
isn't that
ability
what?
to.
Isn't that
Denzel
that
movie, right?
yeah?
Yeah.
Isn't that video that you sent me? The guy was talking about that they observed like a few big bangs with it. The Webb, he was saying that, and they're able to measure it. Yeah, I watched some of that. He was, like you said, they were very wordy to the point where I was like, this is not entertaining. But
It gets tough. I mean, it is entertaining, but you have to be smart enough to be able to follow. I mean, it's so above my knowledge base that I feel dumb, but it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna try to listen.
I mean,
to as
the
much as I
pictures were
can.
cool. Yeah, sadly to say, like you said, the pictures were cool, but like what they were saying, I was like, I don't
get it.
Not that I don't
get it.
not that I
really.
don't get it. I'm just like, I'm not interested in that specific thing. So you going into super detail about it is like, what
It makes
what are we
it
talking
tough.
about this for?
And again, it's because I don't have a concept of what a lot of it is. If I even
Yeah,
knew
that too.
what was
That
going
too.
on, if I even knew what a lot of it was, I'm fascinated with it. These pictures, the one we had from before didn't show this other star. I'm looking at that Southern Ring Nebula.
Yeah, but like I was saying too, like with them being able to find the Big Bang theory, or Big Bangs, are saying like how planets and creation is happening. Like, is that us viewing the next Earth?
Or the last one.
Or exactly,
So
or
maybe
are we
could
so
find-
far out that we're viewing its creation, but it's been gone because the way that the light's traveling to us? You know what I mean?
Like, I think we could find like a planet maybe that we could find we came from even. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I'd keep doing this, but Cobalt, right? I mean, from Battlestar Galactica, that Midway planet, we could find something that shows Oh, look, that humans were there, like panspermia, like the idea we came from there. Like I think that we could find something like that. Is that what you mean? We could find like
No, I mean,
like a
I mean, like
past
another M class planet that we're viewing now being created. But you like that? You like that?
Right?
Well, if you're gonna drop your reference, I have to drop mine.
It's perfect. I'm just glad that we both have them. So say we all. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I got to do it.
But you know, I mean, like
that one in.
another planet where sustainable to life that
I
is
like
now gone. You know what I mean? Is now gone. So
yeah,
say
I think
if
we can
say
find
if
that.
now there's another great question.
Mm-hmm.
Say if we are viewing it right, and as the next 10, 20 years comes on, and we can actually zoom in, what if we see dinosaurs on that planet and see all these things that we believed happened here? What does that change for our history?
So what?
Not being unique anymore. You know what I
So
mean?
what you're saying is, what if the only life we ever find always follows the same route?
Exactly.
I think that nobody expects that. I think that would be the biggest upset in science.
Exactly.
That
I
right
hope it
there,
happens.
Gosh, that's
I
boring as
hope it's
fuck.
the same shit
No.
everywhere.
No. I don't like your push to talk. You need to, I want to hear you laughing. Turn your push to talk. Turn your push to talk off. Hate that shit.
I
want to hear the
love
whole
that.
damn cackle. With
I love
your
that
evil
it's
mentality. More humans.
it's like-
Come on, give me something.
Yeah, or even better, it's
Just
not humans, it's
humans.
humanoid. It's humanoid, but it's the same outcomes always. The same
But that's what
stupid
Star
thing
Trek was,
everywhere.
you know, like we were all basically
Kinda,
the
yeah.
same. It was another. I mean, they even had the fucking episode where. Sorry, see, I can go toe to toe. They had the episode where all right, Picard was like, "Oh, I always wanted to be an archaeologist," and then they go out and they find the pre-civilization that seeded all the other civilizations and humans. Why do we all stand on 2 feet and have 5 and 2 eyes? Because we were all created by the same progenitor type things. I mean that one there. I remember that one.
I like their
idea.
explanation of.
But even then, the slight variations caused scales on one biped.
Yeah, huge differences.
Huge differences, even.
But
like
I think it would just be funny that they are just more humans, and the humans do the same thing over and over, but they never see it until it's too late. So then it's like we view it and it's like, oh my God, there's humanoids
that's so
on this planet.
morbid,
Wait,
Elgin.
fall off.
That's so
I
mean
love it.
for us.
I just think it would be so funny. Like it's so ironically funny. Like we finally see and figure out the purpose, and the purpose is that it just keeps happening again and again.
I think
same way every time.
I think we may find method. I think we may find,
That this is just a Groundhog Day effect.
no. I think we may find like the method of the universe's expansion or beginning. I think we might find impetus even, but I don't think we're ever going to find purpose. I think purpose is something that is made up by like intelligent.
I think it's an
beings.
individual thing.
Like you have to decide your own purpose.
Right. I think it's a complete
think
individual thing. Yeah.
I don't think that we're assigned purpose. This is me. I don't personally. If I'm wrong, if the Greeks were right and the fates are up there weaving the tapestry of all time, and I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Please keep my thread strong. But I mean, I think that we choose what our purpose is. I think we could absolutely find the beginning or what caused the start and expansion of all that we can ever see. I think that we could quantify it, but not like the reason for my individuality's appearance on this planet. Like that's something I've got to find out.
I don't think.
I think it's one of those like the point of life is to figure it out yourself things. It's City Slickers, Jack Palance. It's that one thing. It's that one thing, and only you can answer. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
I think a lot of
Right. That is depressing. Thank you, Bree. Needs sleep. She
I
said that's
don't mean
depressing. What you said.
I don't mean it in the mean way, but like I think of it like as a small mind to need to find more purpose than just being is kind of like you're stretching for things that are silly to me.
Enough?
Isn't
Like,
being
it's
enough?
tough.
Exactly.
It's tough. It's not easy, but like,
If there's something simpler that you
the
want to do, just do it.
The alternative that we are certain of is at the very least, nothings and no existence. Existence is better than not existence. I would hope everyone agrees with me on that. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
We all have our hopes. Mine's just funnier.
Hopes. Yours
Mine's
is
funnier and
mean
more ironic
to us, man. Yours is not just mean to us as a species. I feel like it's personally mean to me. I think that
it's not to you. It's not to you. I just think I would definitely laugh if I was looking in and it's like, oh, the same.
Like,
well, God dang it.
If I were to look into a telescope and what I saw is like another me on another Earth looking in a telescope, and then like we were both like, yeah, all right. At that point, I think I want to take back my last statement about existence is better than no existence. Because at that point, we're just looking at the other server running the other simulation of our fucking program. You know what I mean? Just because you and me both have like a World of Warcraft account, it doesn't mean that we're able to play together, right? You also have to match the server. You know what I mean?
The better thing
what
would
if the
be
telescope just shows us a whole other server where, it's like they're running around and everything, and they're like, they're like becoming an herbalist and getting their night mage quest completed and stuff, and that's all it is.
The better thing to me would be if you actually view yourself, boom, you both die.
All right. Here.
So it's like you never ever get like the whole like you see yourself in the future. It's not good to do it. It creates a paradox. But the reason why it creates a paradox is because now you know that there's nothing after this. It's going to re-happen again. Pop, you're gone.
Pop, you're gone. So then that's more...
like a soap bubble in the universe.
Yeah, there's some spiritualism that's been put into that idea. A touch for sure. I can see it. That means that there's someone who placed that booby trap there. It's a booby trap. It's a booby trap.
It's a booby trap.
It's a booby trap. Right?
Exactly. That's what I said. Booby trap.
That's what I said. Booby trap. God, I'm pretty sure I'm just talking silly. I mean, that kid spoke perfect English. I don't care what anyone said. I understood it. Hey, Jet.
Right. Made total sense to me.
I mean, I still want slick shoes. What can I say?
I mean, who doesn't want a gadget belt? That's crazy. I'm a Batman fan too.
I know.
Come on. Come on.
Batman is certainly out there in space. What if we see Gotham out there? What if Gotham is out there and James Webb will help us find it?
Liked Dark Knight Rises when the president's like he it says presidents of the United States, and then he's like, yeah, our greatest city, Gotham. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. I never caught that until last time. I was like, wait, Gotham's in the United States now?
Yeah.
No, that's never happened in any other comic or anything. Like they just act like, oh, it's just another place. This was like, oh, United States, but Gotham, our greatest and strongest city. What? When did that happen?
I think they've always kind of done.
They made it like Metropolis was in New York-y kind of thing.
They've always,
but not in the United States. It was just Metropolis.
But
it wasn't like, hey, he lives in Metropolis and he flew to Idaho. It only takes this amount of time to fly from here to Idaho. You know what I mean? Right, it was just like Metropolis, and he lives in the country.
I'm gonna throw a wrench in the gears right now.
It doesn't matter. I hate Superman anyway.
It doesn't matter because Superman is concurrent with Batman, and so you can't have one without another. So, and here we go. Did Lex Luthor run for president of the United States? How could he do that if Metropolis was not in America? Your argument, sir? We're ready to hear it.
Superman is stupid and nobody should listen to that comic book.
You heard it here, folks. Elgin
saying.
Bangs his fist and says, "No!"
I succeed to no one. Pawns, ready yourselves.
Oh wow!
Tonight we die on our shields.
Tonight we die on our shields. Tonight we die on our shields. We're gonna find. We're just gonna find more humans with James Webb because let's be honest, it's sad, and that'll be what we find.
Speaking of you mentioning his name, did you look up the not conspiracy? Did you look up?
Here we go.
The whole thing about why they wanted to change the name of the telescope?
No, I did not. Please let me know.
It's pretty sad. So apparently, this guy James Webb was like a scientist, astrologist, excuse me. And he, in some sort of way, I forget, and I might be quoting this wrong, but he was homophobic, and he was trying to make sure that gays were not in the politics. So he systematically was going.
I thought you were going to say in space. I mean, literally, like, this is one of the most ridiculous things I'd ever heard already. And I thought you were going to say he wanted to make sure that he wouldn't find them in space. And I was like, you know, like it's like starting off,
like it's a space germ.
Gosh, who knows what people think, man?
No, but he was like systematically making sure people couldn't get like in the politics. He was making sure they were getting kicked out, and they found it out. Yeah, and they found it out, and then they're like, "Hey, you can't be part of NASA anymore." And then this was during the time when NASA had already been like, "Oh, we're gonna name a satellite after you," and this is his satellite, sort of, because they're like, "Well, we already said we were gonna."
Well,
so
we promised, right?
He's not. He's not even like alive. Who cares? It's like, yeah, but you have this homophobic, this hateful person. It's like, what's next? Oh,
you know, they kicked James Gunn off of fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, and then
for a comment, you know,
for a comment in the early like 2000s when everyone was an edgelord, when the internet existed,
probably
for the
when he was
purpose
writing
of pissing people off,
when he was writing it drunk. You know what I mean?
That's
probably some dumb drunk tweet, and then this guy systematically showing hate. Systematically showing hate.
That's what we did. We said stupid shit. It was the internet.
He's systematically showing hate, and it's like, well, honor him with a satellite. That's good enough. Just don't change it. It's fine. It's so sad.
Look, we didn't want to have to call it the Adolf Hitler Museum of Social Sciences, but we promised them we'd keep the name.
We said it. He was an artist when we met him. Yeah. I didn't know he was going to do that, but we already chiseled out the stone. And now, I can't go back and do that.
And now that he's dead, how am I supposed to get his signature on the documents allowing me to change the name? You see,
what if the family sues us? Are you guys serious?
Man, the family changed their fucking names. They're not suing nobody. They're the first ones to be like, change the name. Let's
change that.
Forget it. You know,
please change that. Yeah.
They're just like, Houston. Last name Houston? That's right. From good old Texas. Yep, that's us.
Texas.
From Texas. We're from there, mate.
Right.
You know?
But that was a funny. There's a couple different conspiracies too about him, and I read that when I was like, oh my god, he can't even be honored with this satellite thing. I'm gonna
be really annoyed when it already happens, because I know it's going to happen when they don't come out with another season of that show, Hunters, from Jordan Peele. Phenomenal show about, you know, hunting Nazis. So, you know, and the only TV show that ever had Al Pacino, and
oh, cool, really?
damn amazing. Yeah, please watch it. If you didn't watch Hunters on Amazon, just saying, come back for season 2. It was so good. And I mean, apparently he's alive in, what was it, Argentina?
Argentina.
I can't do it right. You know what I mean? I don't have to do it, but
right.
It might not even be the right place.
Ibiza, not Ibiza.
Ibiza. Not bad, huh?
Pretty good. You got it.
I'm getting there.
I'm giving there. No, it would be I'm gizzing there.
I want to be refined. I want to be cultured. I want to be seen as intelligent. Go ahead and leave a comment. What do you think? Am I any of that or none of that? Let's
Oh,
see.
I don't care. I'm blissful in my ignorance, man. I enjoy
No,
it.
no. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think.
Oh, definitely comment on it. I love that. That's
I'd
funny.
love to know if people think that we're lame because, you know,
It's hard enough for me to read, let alone read your comment.
the joke is I wouldn't have read it in the first place. I'll just look over every 5 minutes
Please
and
use
say,
please use pictures and memes for me.
yeah, if anyone ever wanted to put a meme of me with like a thing on my face, I would
Oh,
understand.
make mine Star Trek based, please.
Ah,
Because that way I can post it on all my stuff and show all my friends how funny it was.
You can put a lightsaber in my hand, and then you can give me the Doctor Who scarf, and then you can give me a big old white Gandalf slash God beard, and
The
I'll
ultimate crossover
take it.
character.
Mm-hmm. Right, and then just white out my eyes like Batman, right? Because I inherited that from my dad, and then also give me the Sherlock Holmes hat because I also inherited that from my other dad. That's right.
Then you can be like, none shall pass because I am your father.
And Gandalf too. I've got so many dads. I'm like the Danny DeVito twin. I need to go find my Arnold Schwarzenegger twin. He's probably already better
He's
at the
gotta
magic
be
forces,
out there.
right? But don't worry, I still.
That would
have...
explain you not having it if you think about it.
Are you saying I'm genetic garbage? Poor guy, honestly. Like poor Danny DeVito. He can't get a fucking break.
I bet you on the other planet that we're viewing, he's doing better this time.
This time.
This time around, he's going to
Different
do this.
simulation, right?
Yeah, the simulation's
We're in
running
simulation
slightly
like
different this time.
This is like it's happened so many times.
It's Groundhog Day. Eventually, he starts having fun with it. You know, what I mean?
Once you see, you know what I mean. Once you start to notice,
if you don't pop, then you can keep going and enjoy your life.
but once you pop, you can't stop. Pringles
You can't stop.
that.
It becomes Pringles. Yeah, and then it's the Pringles theory, is what I would call it.
There's the physical sciences. There's the quantum sciences, and then there's the Pringles theory that once you pop, you cannot stop.
It's also wrapped around, the corporate caterpillar, and
That's the one. The corporate caterpillar. I was trying to remember what my conspiracy theory of the night was. The corporate caterpillar. It is in space. They know about it. They have an agreement, if not control over it. They're harvesting it for its excrement, which is hot, flame broiled patties,
griddle,
griddle marks and all.
nuggets, and patties
I
come
have not
shooting out of this
figured-
thing.
I have not figured out who is
It's
purchasing.
sweats nuggets and shits hamburger patties.
Sweats nuggets. Sweats nuggets. I don't
Sweat
like
nuggets.
it. Sweat.
You'd eat them.
I probably
They're
have already
made.
been.
They're made
eating
from white meat now.
Oh wow, bones and all.
They're healthier.
I think I crunched on a beak. Fun stuff.
We're not even gonna charge you for that beak, sir. Enjoy.
Sir, that's impossible. Our chickens are genetically engineered not to have beaks.
It makes me laugh. It reminds me of Jack in the Box. We never said we use beef in our burgers. What the hell are you talking about?
So
Their argument wasn't, "Oh, we're sorry that's kangaroo beef." It was, "We never said it was beef." What are you guys talking about?
Wait a minute. It turned out to be kangaroo.
What? Yeah, it was kangaroo meat. You don't remember that? I forget what year it was, but
How'd that work out? That's got to be more expensive.
They were serving kangaroo patties, and then it was like, oh, someone complained about like, oh, it doesn't taste right, and had to got it tested, and they're like, it's kangaroo meat, and Jack in the Box was like, we never said it was beef. They're like, we'll make an all beef one, and we'll raise our prices. Go screw yourself. And then they did, and it was successful. So, like, they had like a year of bad money where it's like, oh, okay, we're not going to make profits this year that well. And then the next year, people were like, well, I do want a late night taco, so I could look past it. And then they changed their taco meat to soy meat, And that was a whole nother upheaval, even though it's healthier for you. People were like, we want the old stuff.
More now than ever, I believe in the caterpillar. I think it might be, and I don't know who. I don't want to blame. I don't want someone to say that I'm spreading lies or anything. But the caterpillar's real. He's shitting in all of our food. They know about it. They're feeding it to us willingly. You know, what does it say? Bottle pack. No, wait. How's it go? I can't remember, but it's "Eat the Meat" from NoFX. Great song, right? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to look it up because
You looking up the space caterpillar? Did you find it?
No.
James Webb show us? They're hiding it.
No.
They're hiding it.
So, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, so I looked it up, and this was in 1981. Horse meat and kangaroo meat was labeled as beef chuck. It was used
I mean, even
in their
in
meat.
1981, don't you imagine it must have been more expensive?
Probably not, because it was less regulated. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, if you use anything but what's normal, costs way more because it's harder to get. You know what I mean? So,
has anyone out there ever had kangaroo meat? Drop us a line. Let us know what you think. Call in. Say kangaroo meat tasted like, and then insert your feelings on kangaroo meat. That's how you would do that for any of the chats, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, like that.
I'm assuming it's something like beef.
Because I had maybe gamey.
I had it back then, and I mean, whatever. You know me, I eat anything.
Do you remember 1981 Jack in the Box?
No, not at all. But it actually lasted longer than 81. That was when they were first discovered.
Those were first discovered, and they didn't even change. They're just like, it's not beef. Like, now you know, it's kangaroo and horse, motherfucker.
The argument literally was, we never said it was beef. It's just so, like, the gall of it. I love it. Like,
this is like from the same era as like, where's the beef? When it was like the lady like, I want a bigger hamburger patty, and like,
well, that's always been Wendy's.
The beef. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
that's been Wendy's claim to fame. Like they have fresh patties, never frozen. You know, but Jack in the Box never once was like 100% all beef patties. They're like, come get a Jack. What do you call Ultimate Jack, or you know what I mean? Come get a burger here.
Hey,
we never said
Jack in
we
the
never
Box.
said hamburger.
Why don't you have a sandwich?
Have one of these.
Sandwich.
The whole time, you remember how like the drive-through speaker was busted? Wasn't busted. That was them editing. They're like, so you're gonna have a number one with a shake and the fries and.
Can you repeat that back one more time? What number did you say?
They make you repeat it so that way you can say what hamburger with beef patty. I never said that. I never said that.
Yeah, can I have an all beef patty? And that was a sandwich with onion sauce. The reason I can't stand the place. What the fuck?
Right? Onion mayo sauce. I always got it off of there.
I mean, I like onions and I like mayo.
A slurry of nasty is what that is.
I like the two concepts that you shot together. It's the caterpillar. I'm uncovering so much tonight. Thank you, James Webb.
I have learned so much. Thank you, James Webb.
Not for your politics, apparently. Thank you, James Webb, for the fucking telescope.
I can't agree with the man.
Yeah, I'm learning so much tonight myself. You know, I hope that someone else found out something too. And if we're wrong, if it was a different James Webb, then sorry, I don't know. But yeah, if it's not, then thanks for the telescope. And that's it.
Thanks for your namesake only.
And just show us the caterpillar, and maybe we can figure out redeeming the rest of you later on. But the caterpillar comes first. That's that, I think. Don't forget that the caterpillar feeds us his fucking feces. Anyway, sorry, that was gross. Thank you, everyone.
Enjoy your grilled patties.
Enjoy your grilled patties, yeah, and make sure to click our link for the coupon to Caterpillar burger sandwich with extra. Mention us.
Mention 9 midnight.
Mention 9 midnight at Caterpillar burger sandwich. And
you will be charged a tax fee. It will say taxes.
It will say
pay no
tax
mind to that.
fee.
Pay no mind to that.
That does not come to us. When you go to Caterpillar Burgers,
Portion that goes to the caterpillar feeding process.
It is children that are fed to the caterpillar. We're gonna have to find a better way. That's all
Have you seen that? Have you seen that show Peacemaker?
I did. I watched it.
Okay.
I
skip to the end, and then you'll see why I'm dying in laughter right now.
I
skip to the last
end.
episode.
I remember
the last episode.
I remember it. Yeah, it was interesting.
Don't spoil it. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
there's a caterpillar in that.
There is, isn't there?
Remember, they feed the characters honey looking stuff.
You're right. You're right. And like things like
they're like sucking it up like mosquitoes. Yeah, with long tongues. That just made me laugh.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, what if it was all real? Damn.
Documentary, not a movie.
Documentary, not a movie. Is John Cena really out there? Saving us from.
Let's all hope so.
And you know what?
Let's all hope so. If there's any man, if there's any man who can do it.
Peacemaker's dad had some really fucked up political views too, right?
Maybe we should have named his satellite after him.
Right? Maybe we should have named it the T2000 space. Right? I mean, I know it was Robert Patrick, but I wanted to call him the T2000, right?
Yeah. That's how I knock on doors too, by the way.
I know. That's right.
It really is.
It is.
It really is. I only knock to that.
That's a good one. Yeah. Shaving a haircut, 2 bits. That's another one I like. Ladies and gentlemen, James Webb and us. That's what was talked about tonight. And if you liked it, please let us know somehow. There's a lot of ways.
Also, let us know if you want us to talk about any subject. And if you want us to talk about it, come on, join. We'd love to hear from you.
By anyone who has any knowledge. If you've done research or if you've had an experience in something, we are actively looking for folk. Others to chat with and things to say. So
I will have questions. You should have answers. Even if they're right, wrong, and different, I don't care. Let's just chop it up and talk about them.
Yeah, and especially if you got pictures or, I mean, anything. I want to see a picture of a ghost. I want to see a picture of a psychic wave coming out of a head. Or a magic ray coming out of an eye. I'm talking about a guy whose name is Raymond. A magic Raymond coming out of someone else's eye. Thank you all very much, Elgin.
Thank you guys again. We'll see you next episode.
It'll be a whole other one. Have a good night.